move on with this news that came out of nowhere. And it literally was one day they have a meet, from what I can gather, they have a meeting and they tell the students and the staff that you have, first I heard it was until August. And then it's the end of June, and now it's tomorrow. You on some try and be morally right or whatever. And I'm not saying that morally right stuff that King was talking about. Right. That's different. I'm not talking about that, because ain't no way you putting women and the kids in front of water hoses and police dogs, and they don't give a damn. Excuse me. I'm a teacher, and if I'm not teaching your children, people have a right to come and say, "Hey, look, man, you're not doing what I need you to do for my child." But you have to be involved too, right? So you can't tell me as a parent that you're involved, that you're not doing my child right. I need y'all to correlate this to what's going on around here as well. You can't tell me I'm not doing your child right if you're not involved in the child's life on all levels. The issue that it is now is blatant in everybody's face. Yeah. It's blatant in everybody's face. So we're not sitting there talking about what can we do for residents. We don't care nothing about the residents.
Never about the residents.
It's never about the residents. And the issue that people are having that I see, and they still won't let me come down to the council. When I'm out of school, I'm just going to go. Be out of school in a couple weeks. I'm just going to come to one. I don't care. Good morning, family. We appreciate you all joining us this Sunday morning for your cup of bro. Uncle Mickey got a cup of triple black coffee. So dark you can't even see it. So you look at it.
For sure.
And I'm actually in Washington, D.C. at a conference, and I had an opportunity to meet with Yogi G and Miss Anna yesterday, and I appreciate them sharing some time with me. But we have to make a trip back up here so we can kick it, because the energy here is a little different right now with all of the other stuff that's going on. Today, I think I want to continue to really stress to our family, our viewing family, the importance of education and the importance of being tighter with our young people as they go to school, and maybe not even those that are in your family, but other people as well. Because there's our young people who may not have someone around them to touch their lives, and so we have to surround them as well. We may be, some of us, as we really do this work, the only link to make sure that they're safe and okay. Because if not, then we have the fallout and the fall off, where if the person, and there's an African proverb that says, if a person is not trained in the ways of the village, then they will come back to burn the village down. And a lot of what we're seeing now is the fallout of following another person's way, another group of people's way of raising our children. The undisciplined, you don't have to sit in a corner and do your homework. You can go in your room and you can be in your room. But that ain't how we ever learn how to do stuff. The way we always learned was you sat your ass at the dinner table with your parents and your grandparents or whoever was there, or everybody. And everybody sat around the dinner table and we learned, because we did that. We started that once we got off the plantation in 1865, when we were completely off, 1863 for most of it, but 1865 after that, when we were going to school, and we were going to school in mass with a lot of people. Good morning, everybody. We appreciate you being here. But look at you being on time. Go ahead on. And we started that. We started to sit around a dinner table to do our learning. And it was even before that, when people would sneak by candlelight or by moonlight and try and learn how to read. And I think Brother Mickey mentioned this before, but I want to reiterate this story. It was so important for us to learn how to read and become learned that there was a man, and this is a documented case. There was a man who was trying to learn how to read by moonlight, and the catchers caught him out in the woods. And when they caught him, and they caught him with the book, they gouged his eyes out. They didn't kill him, but they gouged his eyes out to send a message. Now, if we listen to all of the horrors that have happened to us during the period of this uh, criminal war on us as people, and hearing stories like that, hearing stories about people being chopped in half, hearing stories about people being tarred and feathered, hearing stories about people being lynched, hearing stories about people being burned alive, hearing stories about people being gibbeted. Here, you go look that up, gibbeted, just the Gibbetted or Eted. Hearing stories about people, the horrible things that happen in order to have a master control over a group of people that you are committing war crimes against. Yes, we're still here. And yes, we still have a lot of fight. But a lot of our attention is misdirected. So if you know young people that are in school, whether they're in kindergarten or college, be encouraging to them. Surround them with the armor that we have and should have, and that they need and will need to make sure that they're successful in their academic endeavors, right? To hell with that whole thing that being going to school is being like you trying to act like you white, and you speak proper, you act like you white, or this or that, or the other, all this other stuff. No, that's a dumb ass notion. How in the hell did we get to that when we created the whole set of systems that we call education? Those pyramids that are still exist, they're not called the murder, there's something like, yeah, they are. They call them murder. That exist still in ancient Kemet, or now they call Egypt, were temples of learning. Luxor, Waset, that's what they are. They're temples of learning. Timbuktu, on the West Coast. So how in the hell do we go from wanting to learn and learn the most learned scholarly people on the planet to say, I'm going to run away from school? I'm going to say this again. Of the number of people, and now my numbers could be off, might be a little bit, they're roughly around 16 to 19 people, people of African descent, on this so-called U.S. soil after the period of enslavement stopped. That part. That didn't mean the warfare didn't turn into different forms, and we know that. There are 16 to 19 million people. Let's say 19. Of those 19 million people, 16 million people rushed to go to school. 16 million people rushed to go to school. The other 3 million people that stayed back were either too old or too young to attend school. The whole point of the exercise, when people got back from school and they came in and they did their chores, which we used to do because we don't make kids do chores no more. They ain't got, only chore they do now is work that thumb, and then being on the videos and this, that, and other. We don't make our kids do shit anymore, which means that they earn a living without earning a living. And they learn how to become irresponsible because they have nothing, no consequence for not finishing a task that's necessary to finish. Good morning, family. Good morning, Miss Sherry Allen. We appreciate you. So Come home from your learning, do your chores, come over here and sit by either this tallow candle or the oil lamp or whatever. And we're going to sit there and you're going to teach everybody else that's at the table who couldn't go to school and the younger ones who were in school. How do you go from being the inventors of everything in the world, every common modern invention that we have in life is attributed to us? Lawnmowers, cars, light, the internet that we're using right now, computers. Oh, the Chinese invented the abacus, but there's the Nishangi bone that is over 40,000 years old that clearly shows algebraic markings on it and counting marks. Chinese didn't exist 40,000 years ago. As a matter of fact, the first dynasty that was started, the Han dynasty, was started with the Oriental people, my African people. So back to us. We're sitting at the table, and then when your learning is done, you have to teach everybody else. So when you taught everybody else, you also were learning, you became the teacher. Black engineers, black doctors, black lawyers, because we were forced into a segregated system. I'm going to say this again, I've said it several times. It was a school that we went to in our Deuce. I think somebody said it was closed, called Paul Lawrence Dunbar School, that scored higher than 92% of the other schools, whether they were Ivy League attached schools or any place else in the United States. And it was an all black school from the principal to the janitor. And everybody taught in it. Everybody followed directions. Everybody had discipline. And everybody was ordered in order to make sure that we would be successful. And we lost all of that. We gave all of that away. And we know how we gave it away. We wanted to be an integrated society. We wanted to get the benefits of something else that they weren't going to give us the benefits of. And they're still showing us to this day that they're not giving us any benefit for what it is that we're asking for. But stop asking. Stop asking them to give you anything. Good morning, Miss Green Eyes. Good. Why are we still asking them for anything when we could rally the buffalo, put the calves on the inside, and defend our calves against the lions? Now, I don't mean we're not going to lose one or two buffalo, but I think a lot of times what we're doing is we're putting our expectations on someone else to do something for us and not putting the work in to do it for ourselves. It's like at home, we go, oh, the city council. Well, fuck them. What are we doing to make sure our neighborhoods are cool? What are we doing to make sure that our young people are getting the lessons that they're doing, regardless of the school board, regardless of the city council, regardless of the mayor, regardless of the other systems? What are we doing to make sure that our children stay safe? And I heard there was a lot of discussion, I think, on the bump about the difference between AT&T and back to the bricks and the crim and all this and the police presence there. But once again, you have one thing that's grassroots and the other thing you had other people that get a lot of money from it. Even though people got money from AT&T too. One is sanctioned and one is not. There's a difference. Maybe if people had gone to the Arts Council or wherever to say, can we sanction this? Then maybe there's something more. Or there could have been, it doesn't matter. What matter is that at the end of the day, one of the calves got out and injured another two calves and one is gone. And an 18-year-old girl who had absolutely nothing to do with nothing is dead. Another young man's in prison. Another young man is out. or in the hospital. So there's got to be we have to learn how to go back and take control of our communities as well. And sometimes that means going to talk to young people. I think I told the family about an incident where I had a young man come over my house and he brought one of his friends and he wanted to do some work to make some money so they can go skating or whatever. Cool, no problem. And a young man wanted to kind of get offended, but you're in my yard because, you talk to me rough. I ain't him. I said, you got to understand, if I tell you that the house is on fire and you want me to be nice, instead of yanking you up and telling you, let's get out of here, the house is on fire to save your life, how the hell are you going to be mad at me about how I say it instead of you just getting up moving? And I don't want to hear you say nothing about it later on. Stop being soft. Because we've let that happen. And it's across society, because was that last week you just had a young man go into a Catholic school that he used to go to and shoot up people. Because we're allowing this insane BS to happen across, and it ain't just in our neighborhoods either. Because we don't really there's only been one incident I know of a young man who did something, I think, with some bullies. And they were bullying him, but shit, for us, that was normal. Bullying was normal. That was some shit you was just gonna get because you existed. And it wasn't normal. They were the same, but the bullies that bullied us were the same ones that knocked on the door later on. Say, man, get your clothes on. We getting ready to go hoop. And you just beat my ass all day long. What the hell is you talking about? Okay, let me grab my bag. We out. And then when on Monday, it was right back to the same thing. Fridays, the weekend, we going to hoop. We hooping up. We're going to play football. We going to play. Up and down the 75 corridor, Detroit, Saginaw, Pontiac. We was up and down the highway. But come Monday, when school was in, it was back to normal. But it wasn't anger and hatred, right? It wasn't that. And for those people that, I'm being cyberbullied, turn off the fucking phone, turn off the fucking computer. Or go tell your parents and let your parents deal with it. What they gonna do? Bully you some more? They're gonna tell you you got a PlayStation 2 and not a PlayStation 5 because they got one and they want to use that against you? Well, guess what? Tell them you got better grades than they do. But make sure you got it. And you ain't gotta, we gotta learn different tactics. You can't sit there and walk off the curb and break an ankle and then there you go. So we have to really surround our young people. We have to. One of my brothers, his name is Brother Hubert Roberts. He works with a group of young men and other men at schools, and they're there to greet young people every morning. We can do that. Do something. Volunteer in a school if you have time. Hey, they're running down the hallway, stop them. You're not supposed to do that. Because it could be very clear that it could be systematic, that it's okay for young people to do these things and then to get a punishment for it. Meanwhile, there's nobody there who's constantly and consistently telling them, you can't do this. Stop running down the hallway. Stop playing around and sit down and do your homework. You should be, we expect teachers to order classes, and we expect administrators to help them order classes. But it's also incumbent, because this is a triad. It's the teacher, the administration, teachers, administration, and parents. We have to work together. We just can't have, when I send them to school, that's it. Don't listen to that. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life, where I've heard some of these so-called educated people sit around and tell us, I'm sending you the best that I have because this is all I can do with them. And then when they're out of order, then you got to figure it out, because we old school. If I got to figure it out, you ain't going to like the results. But if we work at it together, then we can in turn remold this young person into someone that's going to get better from themselves than it is from what they're doing, right? So once we do that, you can't say, "Oh, once I send my kid to school, he a badass at home, or she a badass at home. She gonna be a badass." Then guess where that badass gonna be? Right, they ass right back with you until we get together and form the union that's gonna help that child be redirected and not come back down and burn the village. And this is the results. This is the result of listening to somebody else say, go and let your kid have a private space in their room where they can go and sit in their room and do what they want to. What the hell was that? Was the dumbest damn thing we could have ever thought about following in the first damn place. Oh, you can let your kid go sit in their room and they can be in their room and they have their own private space. What the hell? Where the hell did we get that stupid shit from? That's bullshit. Don't do it. Hey, sit down. Prime example. And I got my big sister, which I owe you one. Um, Her name is Hope Beasley. She's on here. Our parents basically raised us all the same way. My mom didn't make sure, hey, sit down and do your homework. And most of y'all know this too. Sit down and do your homework and leave it on the table. And then when my dad either got up in the morning or came home in the evening, he checked the homework. You had your chores done, you had your homework done. I distinctly recall him having red marks all over my stuff where I got it wrong, and he'd get my ass up in the morning to correct it, and then I'd go to school. And there's a lot of y'all that can attest to that. So why are we not doing that with our children? Oh, I got 3 kids. I got 4 kids. Too fucking bad. I'm here doing a single parent by myself. Okay, that's fine too. Still make them sit down at the table and check their work. It don't take that long, and you'll see. I think that what will happen is they find out that somebody else, especially if you act like you don't know what you're doing, have them teach you what to do. It's just a tactic, you know. Oh, show me. I don't know how to do it. I didn't get it. Guess what? Then when they can teach you, then they got it. And then from there, they'll be able to go and you'll see their whole confidence soar. Because now I taught my mom, I taught my dad, I taught my uncle, I taught my sister how to do this stuff. Now you got a whole different person who goes into school, and now it's like, look, I can do this. Now I'm gonna give another tactic that I used to use, and I still do when I was in school. I might find somebody in there that I don't like, and it's some bullshit. And they ain't done nothing to me, but I'm using it as a tactic in my head to say, I'm gonna focus on this person. They ain't done nothing wrong. They ain't done nothing to me. But I'm gonna focus on this person and I'm gonna say, hey, I don't like that person. They ain't tie their shoes. One shoestring is longer than the other. The teacher's tie is crooked. I don't like the teacher today. That's just being focused, real laser focused, right? Being super focused and then saying, just because I don't like them, I'm gonna beat them today, whatever they doing, or the person I might sit right beside them. And they ain't done nothing. It's in my head. But it's my competitive edge in order to beat. I used to do that with my older brother. He was in college. He's 14 years older than me. And he was in college, and I'll be like, I'm gonna get better grades than him. Or my dad went back to school, I want to get better grades than him. That was my competition. It was something that pushed me. And it's crazy, but it works. But it pushed me in order to say, hey, I want to be better, get better grades than my brother. I want to get better grades than my dad. See, that competitive edge that we used to have, we don't have anymore, unless it comes to sports, not academics. Sports is going to get you so far, but academics will get you further. And those are some tactics. Even if you're not in school as a parent, and you have your child with you, and you have your child, um, let's say you're reading. Oh, I'm gonna read 7 pages. How many pages you gonna read? Well, you're gonna read 4. No, I think you should read 8. And even if you're doing nothing but sitting there, let them read and read it to you, so that they'll become confident. Oh, I read 8 pages. Dang, I only got done with 4. You lying. They don't know. It don't matter to them, especially when they babies. It don't matter to them. And then if they can go back and tell you the story, that means that they can comprehend what they're reading. And once they're able to comprehend what they're reading, what you're doing is boosting their intelligence and you're boosting their confidence. Because all this stuff is being confident that I can go in there and win. I've got it, and we're not saying that the educational system is not perfect. And we know it's designed that way. We know it's designed not for some people to be successful. Okay. Back in the 1700s, 1800s, when they started the public school system, they used to do a blue eye, brown eye test. Here in this country. And in those tests, it was how we determine who's more intelligent than the other person, which is the same thing you got with Hitler back in the 1920s when he wrote the book Mein Kampf, and he was telling people that now he brown hair, brown eye, but he was telling blue eye, blonde hair people were the superior race, the Aryan race. But he had brown hair and brown eyes. That right there was insanity that people should have paid attention to, and they didn't. But he got that same experiment from some of the people who developed the public school ideology here. He just used it to destroy other people, many other people, right? The 6 million Jews, the 16 million, that's 22 right there. And the 18 million African people, that right there is 40 million people. 40? No, wait a minute, 22, 18. Yeah, 40 million people that he destroyed over there in a matter of a few years, that he killed purposely. I believe there's a book called The Black Holocaust that talks about the number of African people that he destroyed and killed in Germany, but yet we only hear about 6 million people because of their intent to make sure that it never happened again. We have to be intentional, and we're not being intentional. Your life, once you have children, is not your life anymore. So let's get that real straight too. Oh, well, I can go and nope. That's not how it goes. Your children are going to need you for as long as God allows you to be here. So you got to be available. That don't mean you can't go and do what you want to do and go have some fun, but you still have to be available for your children. And a lot of us don't want to be available for our children. We want to say once they have them, oh, we out of here. We can go do what we want to do. And once they get grown, when they get grown, they still going to need you. There's one side note about being responsible, right? After my sister passed away in November, my nephew said, man, we got to be responsible now. And I looked at him. I was like, yeah, no, but you're even though I have an older brother, he said, man, you the man now, for real, for real. We can't rely on anybody else. So you got to be responsible, which means we got to be responsible. Because the responsible one was my older sister, who in African culture, your older sister, depending upon how much older she is, becomes your mom. So for me, it was like losing two mothers because I had to be responsible for her, not only even through her sickness and her illness, but also she every single day. In the morning, I make a phone call. She called me. Hey, when you get ready to go to school, make sure you go in there and do what you do. And in the afternoon or the evening before bed, it was, what did you teach my children today? What did you teach my children today? And I had literally had to go through hour by hour about what, and she was holding me accountable and responsible. And we lose our accountability and our responsibility. And then when our calves are being chased by the lions, we want to cry about it. There should be no way, and we know, because many of us did it, especially our young women. We would go out there and they'd have a book bag and a change of clothes. So when they got to school, they go to the bathroom and change up what they was wearing. I know all of that, but we never. And there might have been instances where there was somebody that might have took a knife to school or something crazy like that. Get that. That stuff happens. But at the same time, we have to be responsible enough to know what the hell is going on with our children. Where are you? Even though it may sound archaic or whatever, I don't care anything about that. You might have heard about us going, good morning, Sister Kill. You might have heard about us, good morning, Anastasia. I'm still in DC. No, I'm just playing. Um, All right, Mr. Caleb, you're going to have to give me some evidence of that. But it don't matter. What happened was on that, and I'll get to that in a second. We still have to make sure that, and I'm sorry, I'm on this topic right now because we're starting school. We still have to make sure that our children have the best opportunities, regardless of what the system has given us. Okay, regardless of what the system has given us. So, what supplemental education are you giving your child or the children or the people you're responsible for after they go home and do their 6 or 8 hours of school? Number one, do they have chores to do? And are they making sure they do their chores? Number two, once the chores are done, or come home, do your homework, do your chores after that, then you sit down and have dinner. But that dumbass notion that they can go in their room and do their thing, but they're not going to do it. Who would? I wouldn't do it either. I wouldn't sit around and, oh yeah, I'm going to go home and I'm going to be in my room by myself. What would I do? If I had a game system, you think I'm not going to do homework? Oh yeah, I'm done with my homework, y'all. Oh, I ain't done that shit. What am I going to do that for? Ain't nobody checking to make sure I did it. What the hell? That's how kids think. We've always thought that way. It's always about being able to find a way to get away from under the oppression of being with parents. And now we don't care. That's not that we don't care. We get stretched so many ways, right? But all the other stuff that we're doing, we get stretched so many ways. We have a tendency to forget. We can't have a tendency to forget. Once we forget, then we let them slip through the cracks. Then you have, and I'm not, even though I'm not at home, then you have this situation now, this brewing situation that says there are people in Saginaw, and I think it might be, and I could be wrong, but I'm hearing some rumblings from some outside sources. You have this situation now where you got people in Saginaw talking about dealing with people in Flint dealing with people in Saginaw on some not friendly basketball terms. And even though when we played basketball, it wasn't the friendliest until after the season was over, or football too, but on some other terms that could cause bloodshed. And I know, our kids are slicker than what we used to be and what we are. I get that. But if this thing turns into something real, then what? And why are we, the city officials? No, it's not city officials. We are responsible too. We have to be responsible for what it is that we're allowing to take place. And especially when you hear that somebody is planning to revenge something, and it's going to cause a problem. Now it's going to spill over in basketball games and football games, and now you got extra police presence. And most of the time, when we were playing, especially when basketball was huge in the '80s, the police would be there to watch the game, not to police the crowd. They'd be there to watching the game. They'd get in for free, get free concessions. They'd be there watching the ball games. You ain't see them arrest nobody. We were just, hey, the game was in and that was it. Wasn't no fighting afterwards. I don't recall any fights that we had at a sporting event during that time. And there's a place they call a Dorp Federal Arena now. It used to be called the IMA. Seat 5,000 people. They had a basketball floor. And trust me, we'd fill it. And now the fight, that was a great game. We might banter back and forth with people that we was playing at, especially when it was city games. Good morning, Miss Martinez. Especially when it was city games, and we banter back and forth because we would play. Each school would play each other twice, one away, one home. But as the rivals got big and the basketball got to be big, real big, then they would play there at the IMA. But nothing, no fights broke out, no trash talking, of course, but it never got to the point where somebody wanted to hurt somebody else. So I'm not sure where our brother is. I think he had to take a call or make a quick run or whatever. But there's a video, and I think I might have shared it on social media. And I want to talk about this. And this young man has a there he is. Big bro.
No, I was just listening to you. I ain't went nowhere.
Oh, okay. Oh, you was on blank. I thought you was enjoying your coffee.
Hey,
you think you can pull that video up?
Oh, you sent it to me already? All right, let me check.
Yeah, I don't know if I think I shared it to your phone.
Oh, yeah. Can you send it to me in Messenger?
I think I sent it to you on Messenger.
Okay. I'm checking it right now. I got you. Give me 1 second.
And I'm hoping what we're trying to give as a teacher and a person who loves what we do and love our people is that hopefully it makes sense to you all. Because even if you're a grandparent, you still have to play. But we're not saying take over the major role because it's not that much responsibility of yours anymore. And we know that there are times when people have stepped in and taken responsibility for young people, their grandchildren, because of circumstances that their parents got themselves into that they couldn't get out of. But, it's not your responsibility. Just kind of help out if you can and go from there. You see it?
Yeah, I got it with the young boys.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Let me put it up here. Get it for you. Let me add it to the screen.
This man is a technical marvel.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get distracted no more.
Okay. Hey, bro, look, dig this. Let me with y'all, right? Dig this. I was y'all age, right? Some of y'all was just out there, some of y'all won't. But I was y'all age when they snatched me, right? I was 16 when I went to the penitentiary, right? I came home 37 last year, right? I did 21 years for putting in pain. Like real life putting in pain, though, not no cute shit, right? Grades fucked up, spitting on teachers. I'm going in, right? Because I ain't care. But I ain't realized I ain't even live long enough to have nothing to care about. Know what I'm saying? That's why I ain't care, because I ain't had nothing to care about. And then the niggas that was raising me was teaching me not to give a fuck without even knowing they was teaching me not to give a fuck. Right? So when I get to smacking shit, everybody wondering why, and I don't even know why. I'm just going off what I knew. Right? Whole time I think I'm trained, I look like a goddamn clown. Listen to me. Right? The people laid me down, bro. They gave me 174 years. I didn't even know I was coming home last year. If it weren't for the system changing, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd still be rotting. Pay attention to what I'm telling you, yo. I don't give a fuck, bro. They laying us down. On top of that, we laying us down. Who losing and who winning? I keep talking about check the score. Check the score. We down. Check the score, bro. We losing, man. Y'all gotta pay attention. Real talk. You gotta tighten up, gang. We losing. If you don't realize it yet, y'all literally the future, yo. All these adults in here, in the next 30 years, whatever such as up, we'll be going and y'all will be having to build this thing. Right? Y'all gotta be accountable, bro. Y'all will own the record labels. Y'all will be the head of the basketball teams. Y'all will be the president. Y'all will be, that's if you even can think yourself that far. And don't stop right here, bro. This ain't it for you. You let this be it for you and you're a goddamn clown. Listen to me. Everybody in here a slam winner, bro. Real talk. I don't care what they told you. I don't care who your big homie is. None of that. Pay attention to what I'm telling you, bro. Every single one of y'all a winner. If they doubt you, tell them come see me. You heard me? If they doubt you, bro, tell them come get me. Call my phone. Text me on Facebook. I'll pull up. On my soul, I'll pull up. You heard me? I'm telling y'all, listen to me. Get it together, bro. You still got a shot if you here. You woke up this morning, you still got a shot, bro. Y'all putting yourselves in a position to lose before you even get a chance to win, man. You got to tighten up, yo. You got to make better decisions here. I'm telling you. And don't look at your homeboy to see how he looking at me right now. You're a clown if you do that. Stand on your own 10. If he want to die early, that's on him. Pay attention to that. Let me give y'all a jewel I learned early in the game, yo. Pay attention to your circle. It's going to tell you who you are. If everybody around you got F's, you got them too. Everybody around you goofy and playing with firearms, y'all niggas, that shit clowned out at this point, bro. Nobody trying to die when they 16, 14, 13, 18. You ain't even lived yet. Talking about what you like and don't like. You don't know what you like yet, bro. You got to give yourself a chance here. I ain't give myself a chance. I'm standing here 38 years old trying to learn how to get on Facebook. When people take shit from you, you can't get back, bro. Real rap, I'm telling you some real shit. I'm sitting in a cell with niggas for 21 years, bro. Niggas that don't know how to read. And put that man away so long, he don't know how to read, bro. Your mama grow old in front of you. Your little brother bigger than you now. You come home, this nigga gray. All my niggas old as shit now, bro. I come home looking young and say I'm looking at these niggas like, damn. My mama old as shit. I go in the penitentiary. My mama 36. I come home, she 58. That shit crushed me, man. So all this shit y'all doing out here, bro, if you playing with them jokes, if you claiming you got smoke in the op, half these niggas y'all calling ops ain't even ops, bro. Because the real op, when he see you, he gonna slide you. I'm telling you because I did it. That's a real op, bro. Ain't no going to school. Ain't no going to getting on the bus or nothing. I'm going to clean your ass. So stop making niggas seem like it's something that ain't just so you can have some smoke or have your name ring about something. That shit goofy, bro. Get you some money. Legally, get you some money. You got a mind for a reason. Use it, bro. When you grab your phone, where your phone at? Right in your hand, right? What's in your hand right now? Tell me. Your phone, but what's on your phone? Now let me tell you how I see it. Give me your phone. I got the world in my hand. I can Google China. I can Google Bahamas. I can go anywhere from right here in Newport News. I got the world in my hands, yo. They hand you the world and you lose. Make it make sense, bro. Use it to do the right stuff. Just sitting there strolling. Use it to learn something, yo. Real talk. Google something. Get it right. You got so much information right there. Use it, yo. That's how you become rich. Take care of your family. Buy your neighborhood eventually. All y'all can do it. Trust me when I tell you, bro. I'm on the phone with people that literally done it. That's where I'm at now with this thing I got going on. I'm on the phone with men that's buying back their neighborhood, bro. Who are we not to do the same? All y'all can do it. If anybody tell you can't, bring them to me. Stand them in front of me, bro. I'm telling you, I fight for you niggas, man. Listen to me. Listen, bro, listen, I'll rumble for you, bro. I'll come to your school, I'll come to wherever, long as you right. You tell me you right, you keep it a band with me, I'm gonna fight for you. If you don't think nobody gonna fight for you, I'm telling you, I'm gonna rumble for you. Before I let them sit you in a cell, or you got your mama back here crying with your name spelled on the ground and candles, bro, I'm gonna rumble for you, man. Come on, yo, y'all gotta tighten up, though, man. You have to tighten up. There's plenty programs out here that's giving out jobs. Y'all got so many different resources out here. You need them, bro. Use them. Call me. I'm going to give them to you. Different plugs to all type of jobs. Y'all want a check coming in every week, every 2 weeks. I got to do something, though, bro. Standing around doing night smoking weed and playing with guns lead to this shit. You got to tighten up, bro. You have to tighten up. Every single one of y'all a winner. Real rap. I'm telling you, you a winner, bro. You next, whatever you want to be, you think about it, you can do it. You think about it, you can do it. You say you ain't playing football, and I ain't putting you on the spot, but you say you ain't playing football no more, or playing ball no more, because that ain't you no more, right? You grow and you evolve. I respect that, right? But whatever you decide next, make sure you got the same passion that you had the moment you realize you like the ball, period. You understand what I'm saying? Make sure that passion is there. That's how you know you win. You tell me what you pay attention to, I tell you who you are. Real rap, man. All y'all a winner. You in trouble, you get it right. Get it right, bro. Get it right. Don't be the next one. Don't make your mama go through this shit. I'm telling you, don't make your mama go through that shit. In that visitor room, now y'all know they trying to take away visitation in prison. Because if you into some shit, I'm telling you now, because you're going there. They trying to take away visitation and only do it through a screen. Meaning for however much time you got, even if it's 30 years, you ain't having no physical contact with your family. You got to look at them through a screen. That shit real. That'll make a nigga hang himself. I know because my dog did it. Come on, man. Tighten up, yo. Real talk, tighten up. I got y'all. There's plenty men out here that got y'all, yo. Rumble for y'all to do this thing right. Real rap, because they waiting on y'all. Some more laws just went in effect. Google, get on your phone and look. For news ahead, check. 2025 laws that went into effect. More laws just went into effect to make it even worse. So getting caught with these junks is called use of a firearm and the commission of a felony. The first one is 3 years mandatory. No judge can change it. Every subsequent offense is 5 years. I know. I did 18 years off of guns alone. You heard me? Each one is 5 years. Look what the fuck they doing. They designed it for you to lose. Only person I want to lose is a threat. If I know you a threat, I got to get you out my way. You see what I'm saying? You a threat because you smart and you black. You heard me? You're a problem. If I catch you reading, I feel threatened. If I catch you doing it right, I feel threatened. I need you out here playing with them Jones. I need you to add a switch to it. When I got locked up, we had standard clips. While I was locked up, they made it extendos. I come home and now it's switches. Meaning, you went from regular shooting to making it to where I can shoot even longer to speeding up me shooting longer. You ain't even satisfied with me killing them. You trying to get me to kill more than one at a time. Pay attention. We losing, bro. Love y'all niggas, man. Come on. I'm gonna fight with you. I'm gonna rumble with you. Real rap. Jobs, resources, whatever you need. You scrambling, bro. I got a few connections I can wiggle here. I'm gonna wiggle for you, man. Right? Do it right, though. We do it right, I'm with you. You on bullshit, don't come around me, bro. I like being alive. I like living. I want to wake up, I want to see my mama. Care what you call it. I don't want to be in no cell with no nigga snoring. I ain't with that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to eat no soup again for 20 years. I ain't with that. Know what I'm saying? I like pizza and shit. Know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm on, though. I ate a soup every day for 21 years. I don't want soups no more. I don't want to eat that shit. Know what I'm saying? I want to eat a piece of pizza. Know what I'm saying? I want to dap up my, I want to do that, bro. I like calling my people and see how they doing. You can't do that shit no more. Get it together, yo. I hope y'all take this conversation for real, though. This is not me trying to hype y'all up. This is not a lecture. This is not a speech. This ain't that shit. This is me telling you what the fuck going on, and I hope y'all paying attention. You heard me? Because I lost. I lost shit I can't get back. And I ain't all right with y'all doing the same. So use me as your example, bro. Yeah, you say you ain't got decent grades? What's your grade?
I got A's and B's.
Shout out to you, man. Real talk. Fuck with me before you leave. You heard me? Yeah, fuck with me before you leave. Who ain't got decent grades, though? Raise your hand for real. Everybody ain't got good grades, gang. You don't. Why you ain't got good grades? What's your distraction?
Well, it's not. I can't get distracted no more.
Okay. Hey, bro, look, dig this. Let me chop it up with y'all, right? Dig this. I was y'all age, right? Some of y'all was just out there, some of y'all won't. But I was y'all age when they snatched me, right? I was 16 when I went to the penitentiary, right? I came home 37 last year, right? I did 21 years for putting in pain, like real life putting in
Yo,
pain, no, not no cute shit, right?
big bro.
Grades for the
I got you. Hold on,
Yeah.
let me get you together. I have my phone still on. I'll switch it back. I got you. There you go.
All right, where you at?
I'm about to come on. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, come on. So, if y'all paid attention to this clip, that young brother's in Newport News, Virginia. 21 years. They gave him 174 for him being outside destroying a village. Now he's back trying to repair, and I follow the brother. He's trying to repair what damage he did, right? But young folks need to understand that they're giving y'all forever on another plantation, and they're not focused like the kid that went and killed them young people over in Minnesota or wherever it was at the Catholic school. Yeah, he gonna get, because he went and murdered kids in a school. He gonna get time. But that's only one person that they're gonna focus on, right? So you have to pay attention how the propaganda works. The propaganda works is just him. He did this. For us, it's everybody. You look this way, you walk around, you're wearing sunglasses and a hoodie, you walk around there. Didn't Trayvon Martin get killed because of a hoodie? Same
Facts.
shit. Arizona, Skittles, and a hoodie. And a white boy thought it was okay to take his life. And nothing happened to the person that killed him because, the criminal system, the system here says that we're all criminals to a degree and we're a threat. So therefore he was able to walk away with nothing happened, no time, no nothing. Or the boy in Wisconsin who people rallied and gave him $5 million and had $5 million as he went and he crossed state lines by his mother with an AR-15, and he was underage. No time.
But you gotta understand. Remember the influenza kid. If I'm saying it right. See, they make excuses. That's why and I get what the young brother was saying about if they look at you, they see us as savages. What you think they're gonna put that tag on everybody?
Everybody, right? Yeah. And didn't I just mention? Thursday we talked about how this is written in the Constitution.
Yeah.
If it's written in the Constitution about not only Native Americans, but you're considered 3/5, and it says that in the Constitution, what the hell are we doing? We should be doing something different, and we're not. What we're doing is we still go, no. Like I'm saying it over and over and over again. That's my brother. His children are my children. I ain't never met his kids. He met my youngest daughter.
Facts.
My youngest daughter, that's Uncle Mick. She started calling him Uncle Mick before I started calling him Uncle Mick.
Facts.
That's it. And don't come, Uncle Mickey says, I don't give a shit. You shouldn't have did whatever he did because he corrected your behavior. Oh, we're too scared to correct behavior. Then we soft and we weak and we need to be out the way.
Facts.
So the same young brother that came over and did some yard work and they got paid to go have their fun before school started, I'll see him again because I know what school he go to, and I'll go over to the school and I'll check on him. Just like the other young kid that's been coming around. And now I found out when he was over the house on Wednesday, Thursday, he got a child. Well, that's my responsibility, is to help him out. And I have my own children too, but that don't matter. It's my village.
Facts. You're right about that. Because my uncle said we're not clannish.
You're right.
Yeah.
And when we have to be a clan again, we have to be a village again. I got a chance. Look, I don't know how many children Anna got, or how many children my sister Yogi got, Sister Anna, Sister Yogi. They my kids too.
Mm-hmm.
I know your mama. That's all I need.
Facts.
And there's a lot of y'all that are family. We're family. And that means everything. And now, if it's wrong, I'm like he said, I'm not coming to your aid if you on some bullshit.
Facts.
Right? You on some bullshit, don't come around me.
Right, because I want to leave
straight. And it ain't even about making a mistake. We got to cut that bullshit out too. I made a mistake. No, the fuck you didn't. You made a choice. And the consequences weren't what you thought they were going to be.
Right.
Okay? Let me say this one more time. If I turn the stove on and let it get hot and decide I'm going to play an old game because I'm still prone to play dumb shit, do dumb shit, and I'm going to play a game to see if I'm fast enough to touch it without getting burned. Okay, see? Now I got two nieces right now. Anna Celia says she got two daughters, so now I got two nieces. And you better let them know their uncle crazy as shit. Okay? Let them know. I need to know their boyfriends, their whereabouts. Look, don't let me tag them like the government talking about they trying to do with them little chips. Shit, I'll tag them with a black watch. Don't play with me.
For sure. How do you like your experience in DC so far?
I've seen the National Guard, but the energy here is different. Energy is real different. You know, when you see the National Guard walking around here, you know, but you know, we always on the warrior mode any damn way. So.
For sure.
Chocolate City's always been Chocolate City. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Was on Howard's campus last night for the concert that they had here. So that's nice. But you know, you see what you see too.
Facts.
You see what you see. But being able to see face to face my two new sisters, and that was amazing. Because I haven't been here in a couple of years. But yeah, very nice.
No, I paid attention what you said when you got there on the bump the other day. When you said you got in, you said was like they waiting on something to pop off for they can hurt somebody.
Lady, I didn't mean to cut you off, my brother.
No.
Family, we have to understand that this city is under martial law. This district is not a city. This district is under martial law. And being under martial law means that they're looking for anything to happen so that they can go ahead on and pop stuff off. What do you mean? Well, I'm so glad you asked. All major cities that have minority groups in them that they consider to be expendable, you're going to have this martial law is going to take place. It may be Chicago next. It may be Detroit. It may be someplace in Virginia, whatever. Who knows? Somewhere else along the East Coast. If they consider Chicago to be a spot, they'll send a National Guard there. They did it for us, which was another test run when we had this water crisis, and the National Guard was there. So be prepared. And I don't think you all understand what I mean by be prepared. If you got a city in Arkansas or a group of people in Arkansas who are making their own city or they're training for stuff, they're being prepared. They're preparing themselves for something. So we need to be prepared because they're walking around strapped and armed, and we walk around still talking about party time. Wrong message. But back to this brother, right? So, that's got to be the message that we all give the way we give it to our young people, no matter how they congregate and where they get it. I'm not one of those, I'm going to say it again. I'm not one of those talking about you can be soft and gentle when the house is on fire. And some people, I don't take the messages well that way. I don't like the way you said it. You just being soft and on some bullshit. Okay? The house is burning down, and we still think that we just sitting by the fireplace getting our hands warm.
Mm-hmm.
That's a new African proverb.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
The
house is burning down. We're just sitting here chilling out, getting our feet warm. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Chilling, get their feet warm, and the house is on fire.
House on fire. Right? Yeah, we got to stop doing that, man. We have to take what we give our children educationally, high intent, and making sure I'm clear. I'm telling you, I know the system is bullshit. I work in it. Okay. I know it's bullshit. I work in it. But that doesn't mean I don't give something else on the other side, even inside of the bullshit that they're trying to feed our children.
Facts.
If we work at being advanced the way we were, because if we look, the city of Washington, D.C. was designed by a black man who remembered the plans from somebody else who drew them, and he wasn't satisfied with his compensation, so he grabbed the plans and left. The whole city is designed after an ancient city in Kemet called Memphis.
From
even
Memphis, Tennessee.
No, not Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis over in Kemet, in ancient Egypt. Even where the Washington Monument is placed, Lincoln Memorial, and all of these, even the White House, every single building, there's a building in ancient Kemet. And Benjamin Banneker never traveled to Egypt. But somehow he knew the designs and how to place them. Even the circles, right? The way that the circles are placed. And they're placed off, right? They're not placed concentric where they're straight. They're placed off. Well, those three circles, and I don't know what they're called. Maybe Yogi or Anna can tell us what they're called, what those circles are called, the names of them. But they're placed to look like the three circle, how the pyramids are aligned with the Sirius A, B, and C star over in ancient Kemet. They ain't called Chocolate City for nothing. There's some underlying undertone and flavors that show that there was some African deep thought that went into the design of this city for a reason. Stop fucking belying our fucking genius. Stop limiting our genius. Now, that doesn't mean that everybody's a genius at everything, but every one of us is a genius at something. If you're a writer or your child's a writer, that means they will be what they call calligraphy or whatever in China, or whatever it's called, or Japan, whatever. But they would be ones who would be making the tablets or drawing on the scrolls, the papyrus scrolls, and they would be doing mathematic problems or whatever else because they're writers. If somebody likes to do art, they would be designing the temples. If somebody was just staring at the stars all the time, they would be studying the astronomy and the astronomical phenomena that takes place in the stars. And these distractions that they call video games are just that, distractions. They're distractions from the genius that we really, really have and really, really are. The cell phone, like he said, what did he say? You got a computer here. And the only thing most of us worried about is sometimes YouTube, especially these shows, These shows should be, we need to get 1 million views for shows like the ones that the Bump put on with Anna and Yogi and Bump, the Morning Bump. This show, this need to be booming. Another radio station, sidebar, another radio station that comes out of Washington, D.C. is WPFW. Find it and get it and add it to your phone or whatever. They do revolutionary stuff too. They do revolutionary stuff too. But we have to be revolutionary. We cannot stop and give up the fight because of the struggles. What did Frederick Douglass say? Without struggles, there's no progress. Mm-hmm. When I see now at school, because of the way that the cell phones get being used, they talk no cell phones at all. Fine, because what are people using for? Start shit. Videotape a fight and then send it to somebody else. Next thing you know, you got another fight because we've lost control of the village, and the people that are coming back are burning it down. Meanwhile, we sitting there thinking we roasting marshmallows. What the entire fuck are we doing? I told y'all was gonna get your morning cup of bro. And the other part about that is, well, my child need a cell phone at school, bitch, in case something happens. Not their fucking job to call nobody if something happens. It's my job. Or other teachers' job that are responsible. Now, I'm not saying that you can't just check on your child or whatever, but at the same time, you got kids that got iPhones and that cost thousands of dollars, but can't spell cat. Talking about TAF. Really? Make that shit make sense. $600 computer system playing video games, but can't do 2 + 4 is 7. And those are things that are taking place in homes. I can understand rewards, but sometimes you got to limit rewards until we got to get this shit right again. And like my man said, look at the laws. The laws ain't just in Virginia, baby. They everywhere. They're everywhere. How crazy is it that you can go and find out how to carry a firearm on the airplane, even though you have to store it below? It wasn't like that before. And I get it, it's the NRA or whoever else may be behind it. I get that too. I understand that. But it's also about being responsible. Make it make sense that if somebody 13, 14, 12, 13, 14, 15 years old has access to a firearm that is being tracked by the government when they make them, because they have to, even if they file the numbers off, you can't file those numbers off. They're somewhere else on the gun too, other than where you can see them. How we think forensics works. You get a gun that's supposed to be unmarked, hot, whatever the phrase is, and it gets fired, and you mean to tell me they won't know? They're stupid. It's a setup. It's a setup. In California, $120,000 per year per person that they in prison. Michigan, I think, is like $55,000 per year. And then what happens is you see these people become geniuses, and I met them in Coldwater, Michigan, which is damn near Indiana. And like you said, now you can't even have physical touch anymore. Somebody can't even be there. Because when I went to visit last year during the Kwanzaa celebration, first thing they told us is don't touch them. Bullshit. I'm a hug you up, because I watched between 150 and 175 black men sit there and ask me questions, and we had a discussion and talked. And then some of them showed their artwork. I think they even sent some artwork, or was supposed to send some artwork to me and my partner when we went up there. And we haven't gotten it, of course, because they wasn't going to let it out. But now they're talking about where you can only see your loved ones on the screen. How much more demoralizing and dehumanizing is that? And we went through the worst shit that ever happened to people in the world. So you can't let that die either. Oh, we're just gonna let that go. What? Hell no. I'm not. I want to be a constant reminder of what the fuck happened. Constant. And yes, we know Conspiracy Tuesday and Black Watches, they're tied together. Because isn't it a conspiracy that we don't go and devour books and read like we used to, even though they're banning books? But learn how to read. It ain't like most of the time, most people can find ways to find those and have access to those resources anyway. And what are we doing? Nothing. We've turned, and I'm not saying not have your moments in time for entertainment. I'm not saying that at all. But being entertained and being on Netflix and chilling or whatever the hell it is that we doing ain't getting a goddamn job done. When I worked at a school in Detroit called Insuroma Institute, we used to say that September was Black Reading Month. Every month is Black Reading Month. Every month is Black Reading Month. You should be reading all the time. Like, oh, I'm going to listen to audiobooks. Yeah. And the people, whatever, just do something. Do something different than what we're doing. Well, then those aren't your friends. Those are people that hang around you because you give them something to chew on. Because if you have friends that are around you and they're really friends, then what it is that they want to learn so they can try and undo some of the trauma that's been done in their life. I'm not clear how that people, you see, that's to me, people are weird. Because for me to read and study about our past and the horrors that we went through, I mean, it's okay to talk about, oh, Dr. King got assassinated, Medgar Evers got assassinated, and Malcolm X got assassinated, Fred Hampton got assassinated, and Dr. Huey P. Newton got assassinated, and all these people got assassinated, but we're not looking at who was the holder of the gun. So those are okay. And once again, those are not people that you want to be around when the house is on fire. So they're not grabbing buckets and saying, hey, baby, the house is on fire and we need to put the fire out because it's small right now and we can control it. Then what they'll do is they'll start to add paper to the fire and wood to the fire and burn the house down. They ain't your friends. Those are the very same people that whine and complain about how their kids are out of order or about how the school ain't shit when they ain't doing a goddamn thing. So my apologies, brother, for my tongue being a little spicy this morning.
Nah, that ain't no problem, man. They needed to get some truth while they're on their way to church.
Yeah, church and Tuesday morning class.
Facts,
for this next month, I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna talk about a school and getting off on the right foot. Not just because you bought pencils and paper or whatever, had that shit donated. That's a bunch of bullshit. Go buy that shit. You can buy other shit. Stop your subscription to Netflix and go buy paper and pencil and make sure your children are prepared.
No, because what you said is really truth. They needed to hear that because people don't think. And I was saying earlier while I seen Sister Sherry Allen, the lovely Sherry Allen, she said Chicago is going to set the precedence of how strong the state's resistance is against the Trump administration. And people don't understand this is what lead to things going on.
Yeah, people can think that.
Yeah.
You got a military force. You got two of them, the police department and the National Guard, or you got the Navy right there, baby. What? And I'm not saying we're not, but if we're in order, then we don't have to worry about that.
Facts.
There's a difference.
Facts.
See, there's covert and overt.
Right.
Overt is I'm blatantly in your face doing. Covert is I'm moving and you don't see me move.
Right.
If I'm standing there shooting and throwing rocks and Molotov cocktails and dumb shit, then they're gonna see me.
I just think that the American people, what's up, Sis Audrey, and tapped in. I just think the American people that never think that they'll see this happen on American soil.
It's been happening on American soil, though.
No, what I'm talking about is them bringing the military in, how he coming in to clean up the urban areas, really the predominantly black area. I don't think they thought that, you know what I'm saying? You know how people be saying they gonna come, the revolution won't be televised. You know, and a lot of times you'll be hearing that because they have been saying it since the 60s and stuff. I don't think now, you know what I'm saying, the time probably didn't present it back then, but now you got a president like Trump, like, hey, but it ain't just him. You got to understand, it's the people that's behind him. You know what I'm saying? People don't never really want to look at that when they be talking about the Heritage Foundation, all these different other think tanks. That's what you have to look at. Like even with that Project 25, that came out of a think tank.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to go.
They've been designing forever.
Right. So you got to go look at the people who designing this. This is where I think it. Timothy Coles, and good morning. I think that's what people ain't right, and I don't understand why he ain't putting no troops. I'm looking with Timothy Coles and he said, "Good morning."
Put troops where?
In the South, past the Mason Dixie line. Why he ain't put them there in these Republican states? He going right to the Democratic states.
Is it whether it's the Democratic or Republican, the places where you have less control are the places that you're going to put your military, Mike?
And I'm not saying send them down to Memphis, but they say Memphis hot as fire.
Memphis is hot, bro. Memphis is hot.
Tennessee is what state is Tennessee? Democratic or Republican?
Country.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. it's some hotter states than Democrats, but
right.
The point he want to prove, like I said, it's just, to me, 50% is on our own community, and the other 50%, I really want to say 45, and the other 55 is really on this government. Because you got to think, we like the brother was saying, they will kill you for reading.
Right.
You weren't taught to be. They didn't want you to learn, but now they're all right with us killing each other. Because remember, this wasn't a problem until my man got affected, and then they ain't even putting all the details out on that. Man,
why is you out at 3:00 in the morning? Anyway, number one, okay, you have a right to be out at 3:00 in the morning. Okay, you have a right to be out. You have a right to be able to do what you choose to do, how you do it. But then does that sound like a conspiratorial setup?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All of a sudden this dude gets carjacked. Don't know what the suspect looked like, but you make the assumption in the carjacking that they would.
Right. Yeah,
so if you make the assumption that they black, then guess what? Then you can go ahead on and out martial law. But we had martial law in Flint over water. Not that the water wasn't important, but they were looking for people to explode.
Right.
So now, even now, with what's going on in the council and things being discombobulated, you got police presence there. That's martial law.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even with protesting.
Right.
Just think about it. This was so gangster with the police here. And I think people not really understanding. These police can come straight up and tell lies and don't nothing happen.
Yeah, well, because they covered by The sign on the badge of the vehicle says protect and serve. Now, what people forget is add CON to serve, you get conserve. They're protecting and conserving one idea that has nothing to do with the fact that if you were considered savage and or 3/5, you're not covered under that document.
Diabolical. And that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at what Yogi G said. She said, "Senior Big Boss, the Mother Teresa of the MAGA movement." That was the guy that got jammed up at 3:00. And what is you, like you said, I ain't saying you can't be out, but what are you dealing with some teenagers at 3:00 in the morning?
Right. And if you're out at 3:00 in the morning and you have the capabilities of being able to take care of yourself, if you have a license to take care of yourself,
right?
I'm out at 3:00 in the morning. It's on my hip. It's on my lap, because I know that typically, if I'm out at 3, it better be an emergency,
right?
Or I'm creeping and I ain't stopping. I'm trying to get back to the crib. I'm not gonna be out talking about, oh yeah, I'm gonna just pull up over at the gas station at 3 in the morning.
Facts.
No. If I'm on some old low level BS, I done already filled up, so I know I ain't got to stop. What did Concrete Jungle say? I doubt. I can't see it. So we've covered a myriad of topics this morning. But like I said, we gotta be serious about the education. We gotta be serious about us putting the time in. We gotta be serious about our studying. And it's like, sis, I'm telling you, if you got friends that it's depressed, danger friends. They're people that you know. They're people that can get and gain something from you. But friends are people that are willing to study situations and issues so they can be better. They're not people that are okay with the status quo, okay with things being the way that they are. I'm not one of those persons that think that is okay with things being the way that they are. We have to change some things. We have to work at changing some things, and we got to keep working at changing things. Because the house is burning, and we think we're roasting marshmallows. Well, brother, if you want to end on that note, we can.
I'll end it for you.
Okay.
All right.
Family, we back on Tuesday. So I promised a book list. And I'm gonna do this. What I'm gonna do as I'm traveling, make sure my computers are charged up. I'll make sure I get the list. And when I get to my next destination, I'm sending it to Uncle Mick. I promise. And then he can share it through the course on the bump. We still plan on trying to have the book club. I got to get in touch with my partner to see how we can set that up. We may have to postpone it a week. I don't know. I got to check with her and see what her schedule is. Maybe I'll try and call her today as I'm traveling, and then we'll go from there. But we're still going to have the book club. Any other things? Any other thoughts, concerns? What did Concrete Jungle say? Let me see what we got with that real quick. All right, family. I will see you all on Tuesday. Y'all have a great weekend, rest of the weekend, extended weekend. Much love to you all. Thank you all for joining us on your morning cup of bro on Black Watch. And we will see you Tuesday.